Now, part two, what are the steps in selling a home after it's on the market and I accepted an offer? Now, I'm going to do this one because I did like beforehand. When your home is on the market as a seller, it's really boring. Okay, so let's say we have your house on the market. We're doing marketing, open houses, right? And you live in this house. It's not a vacant house, and you're leaving the house for showings and everything else. Don't be home for showings. I used to do real estate in the early 2000s. That was a big thing. It's like sellers. I remember this one guy would sit on his recliner and watch TV. And, hey, how you doing? Come on in if you have any questions. And it was kind of common, but I'd be like, can you leave? Buyers want to feel comfortable when looking at a home. But anyway, you get an offer, and when we go back and forth, right? Here's the steps. When we accept the offer, the buyer now is going to do all their due diligence. So they're going to proceed to do their inspections within the inspection time frame. They're going to add the escrow into the title company within 3 days. You as a seller are going to sit there like this. But don't worry about it. Your agent should be on top of everything and giving you a play-by-play, even though it's not exciting. Because remember, the buyer's the one dealing with the lender, dealing with the inspector, dealing with the and you, the seller, you're like this. What's going on? How is the inspection? How is this? How is that? It's boring. So the inspection comes back. Let's say they want to come up to you and say, we need to get all this stuff done and we're going to walk from the house. You, the seller, are not forced to do anything, but you have to be realistic. So if a buyer comes back to you and they want to renegotiate after the inspection, look at it first and say, okay, what do they need done? Is this deal going to die and I'm going to have to deal with the same things for the next buyer? You're going to fix it. Is it things that are ridiculous, but do I have another buyer lined up? And is it just a game where they're trying to get a huge price reduction or something and they're playing a game? You, as the seller, are not forced to do anything. But when you have a good agent who's going to guide you and be realistic and explain, that's going to be your next, hurdle to figure out what you want to do. Or in a perfect world, the inspection was perfect and you're ready to rock and roll. But again, the good thing with the seller is you're not forced to do anything. So let's say everything comes to an agreement. Yay. Seller goes back and does this and waits. Now the buyer's going through their process with the lender and everything. Now the lender sends the appraisal out. Let's just say you're selling your house for $100,000. Okay, if the appraisal comes back and everything's good, great. Let's say the appraisal doesn't come back and it says it's appraised at $95,000. You, the seller, are not forced to sell again. You don't have to lower your price point. You can come to an agreement and say, I'll meet you in the middle. If you actually priced it high and you're still happy with 95, you can take it. You can ask the buyer to make up the difference. This all is determined by market. So remember, if the appraisal comes in low and we fight it and we lose, hey, look, at the end of the day, depending on how much it comes in low, you figure it out at that moment. Again, you go over the profit, what makes sense. But the best part is you are not forced to sell your home, okay? So let's just say again, the appraisal's fine and everything's good. Again, you're going to sit there. And literally, you're going to sit there until the clear to close comes. And this is, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy or pessimistic in any way. The only thing that sucks about selling a home is, and this has happened 1% of the time, is that you get everything ready, you're finally ready to pack up the house, and then you get a call that the deal died because the buyer bought something or they lost their job at the last minute. Yes, it can happen. This is the problem with real estate. Nothing is 100% until the closing clears your money in your account. When the closing's done and you get the money, that's the only time it's 100%. So anything could happen, okay? And that's the only thing that stinks about being a seller, because you are waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. And you might say, hey, the closing date was supposed to be the 1st of January, and they might need an extension. So there's a lot of things. It's all about communication. It's all about just understanding that things can happen. It is boring, but that's the name of the game. The whole point of real estate is to get the highest percentage to the closing, right? What do we have to do to make sure that we get the highest percent to get this thing closed and you move on to more happy times in life and you do whatever you need to do? So selling is boring. Those are the steps. It's kind of boring. And then when you close, then you call me up to buy something. So hope you guys have any. Hope you guys love my videos. If you have any questions, let me know. I love doing this. I'm going to do this every single day for 2026. Every single day.